Cash Daddies. Cash Daddies. Cash Daddies. Cash Daddies.
Cash Daddies is for entertainment purposes only. You'd be an idiot to listen to anything these degenerates say. Invest at your own risk, do research, but seriously don't listen to these ass clowns. Now enjoy Cash Daddies.
All right, welcome everybody to Cash Daddies. We're banking fatties. I'm going with a new style on here. Look how big
look at this shit.
Look how big our faces are. No, I'll put it back to the other way.
We're in huge.
That's too close, dude. I can't do that.
Was too close. Guys, we weren't going to do an episode because people are traveling. The holidays just passed. There's a lot of reasons, but you know what? The Patreon is banking fatties. So we had to get into it. Howie, Dewey, Johnny Woodard. How are you guys?
Good, brother. Good. It's look, man, like we've said, the markets can do whatever they want. The president can do whatever he wants. It doesn't matter. We're just gonna bank. That's all we're gonna do.
We are banking and we are live from the Copy My Crypto adjacent studios. That's right, guys. You know the deal. Without them, this show wouldn't be happening. Thank you to all of our sponsors and the copymycrypto.com/cash daddies or Sam. Crypto markets are crazy. Best way to figure it out, our good friends at Copy My Crypto. We'll get into that a little later. And thank you. And just, if you really want to get into how he's talking about, it is the Patreon. Come on now. Damn, we're up. Look at that. The Patreon's been banking. Go to patreon.com/cash daddies and get in on what the kids are calling financial magic. That's right. Patreon.com/cash daddies. Thank you, guys. We appreciate you guys sponsoring this show. What's going on, guys?
Man, what a week. Look, we don't look at news anymore because it really doesn't matter. Thursday, we went in, and we went hard in the paint. And we bought a bunch of OXY calls. Oil and energy just beating up, and nobody wants to buy shit when it's down. People like to buy stuff when it's too high. I can't tell you how many people have said, Howie, should I buy gold? Geez, should I buy gold? It's up, 9,000% in the last 3 months? But yeah, should I buy it? No, you should have bought it last year when we bought it. That's when you should have bought it. Is it too late? Probably. You're going to buy it. It might go up 5% and then drop 20. So we went and bought Oxy on Thursday. And Sam, it opened up over 5% Friday. We had to sell the calls because we were up 40% in them. We had to bank it. Same thing as yesterday. The markets are tanking. Tesla's hitting an all-time low. I don't like Tesla, but I like banking. So we bought calls on it. We became Elon heroes yesterday morning. Elon heroes. We love Elon.
Should I buy more Tesla right now?
Deal on it. It's up 6% today. I just sold my calls up 55, 60%, but the Patreon guys are hitting it left and right. I'm getting alerts right now. Sold up 80%, sold up 110%, sold up 125%. We just banked the shit out of Tesla, and their earnings come out in 3 hours, 20 minutes. Tesla's earnings come out, and the whole, my premise on buying Tesla when it's in the shitter and Elon's losing billions. Johnny, is he going to come out with some unbelievable invention at 420 today that's going to change the world? That's what Elon does. Elon's going to come out at 450, 420, say, hey, guys, look, I know things have been bad. I know I've been away doing my Doge thing. I'm probably going to retire soon. And I have a new Tesla model that goes 0 to 4,048 miles per hour in 3.2 seconds. It comes with a toy helicopter. Who the fuck knows what he's going to say? But he's going to say something to boost the stock. And that's why we bought it.
I hope you're right.
I just bought a chunk of Tesla.
It's funny. I mean, the headlines I'm just looking through the headlines because I like to see how the different outlets cover him. And like Investors Business Daily is like Tesla earnings are due. Why nobody cares about the results? NBC's reporting it like there's a big fork in the road. Elon Musk faces his own fork in the road moment. Like, is he going to continue down this political path, or is he going to actually try to be a businessman? Which is what made him his money, arguably.
We said that months ago. Months ago, we said that.
Yeah, that's exactly what you've been saying.
Can't do both.
This is the New York Times has it 2 hours ago. Tesla's falling profits may pressure Elon to return to his day job. Doge's loss of Tesla's Elon Musk could be the group's gain, which is crazy. I mean, he's the one that's his whole thing is Doge. I don't know what because it seems like for whatever reason he is invested, pardon the pun, in Doge and this making America great again thing. I thought America great again. I honestly thought at first it was cynical and that he was doing it to get close to power. But it seems, I mean, at this point, it must be genuine, right? Out of genuine interest, or there's some other outside motivator.
Look, at this point right now, you look at the approval ratings, you look at what's going on basically with the global economy and what's going on with us losing trading partners, going to other venues. Elon, the smartest thing he could do is to jump ship right now. Yeah. I mean,
yeah, that's what I'm saying, and he's not. So that tells you that there's something else that's like, I mean, and if it is conviction, that would surprise me greatly. But, I mean, what else could it be that he was other than like blackmail or something? But do you really think they would want him in when it's not going well either? I don't know.
It makes you wonder. Does it have something to do with the subsidies? If he stays, if he leaves?
That's interesting. Yeah, could be. Or maybe he feels like it's so important to be able to influence this president, on tariffs, etc., that he's just got to stay in there for that influence.
Do you think he has much influence with Trump on the tariff situation?
I think he's probably got a call he can make, like maybe one, and he's just pocketed it, like I think he's got, and he's a smart, this guy's a master mechanic, he's like a personality mechanic. He's one of these guys that works people from all accounts. And even though he's autistic, he's got that.
No, I've never said he's stupid. I mean,
no. And I mean, because what else makes sense for him? It's tanking his companies, and he's getting nothing but bad press for the work he's doing in the government. What else is his interest other than the influence? Or those are the only three out. Influence, he's got genuine conviction, which seems the least likely to me, or there's some kind of pressure on him, blackmail, etc., to stay in the government. That's it. I mean, and I know that third one is a little conspiratorial. Sam might prefer that, but yeah, I don't know.
Hey, I have no idea how he's around, because now they're saying that they're looking at all these cuts, and I mean, what the new budget is higher than it's ever been. I mean, what are they really cutting?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's you put any faith in politicians and you will be disappointed.
All of them.
Yeah. Did you see that? Did you see that Trump called Jerome Powell a major loser?
Well, and to me, that was kind of the straw that broke the camel's back, because if you look at the newspaper that got him elected, the Wall Street Journal, which is a conservative right-wing newspaper.
Yes.
The Wall Street Journal. Yeah. And you look at the articles on him the last 3 days, and they are ripping him a new ass on everything, not just on the tariffs, which, the Wall Street Journal is like, what are you doing here?
Well, that's because like you said, they're right wing, and tariffs are not a right wing policy. Typically, I mean, they're like a tax, and that's the Wall Street Journal is all about the money.
and they're ripping him. What else did they? Oh, they're like, what are you even doing talking about college? Why do you care about colleges? Why do you give a shit? Let's worry about the economy.
That's what I'm telling you. I mean, it sounds crazy, and I still think it's not likely, but maybe he believes this. I don't know. It's I mean, that would be encouraging to me if he actually did. But I don't know. But yeah, Trump was just mad at Hegseth for, I mean, not Hegseth,
Tom
Jerome
Powell. And
Powell
it's like,
for,
listen, first of all,
he called him preemptive.
I think that's the one that made him really look bad among his peers.
Yeah.
Because he came out and said, yeah, if I want him gone, he'll be gone. And it's like, listen, I don't think Trump really knows what the Fed is. The Fed is not Jerome Powell. The Fed is 7 dudes who have equal amount of power, all
Massive
of them.
amount of power. Yeah.
Yeah, they have equal amount of say, and he's just a speakerhead. That's all he is for the other 6 guys.
Now, it's arguable whether it's legal. I say it's not. The Fed, whether it was established legally and whether it should continue to exist. I say probably not. But yeah, I mean, we are a managed economy because of the Fed, and that's not what this is supposed to be here.
No,
but,
it's an independent entity. They have nothing to do with the government.
Yeah,
So-
but I mean, come on. That's easy to say, but they influence everything about currency and liquidity in this country.
Yeah, right. But they're not. It is an independent entity. I mean, well, let's get into it as far as interest rates. Are they going to lower rates? Trump says you got to lower them now. And most economists are saying, no, you can't lower them now.
No.
It's
Why?
not a good idea.
Why?
I mean,
Because
Trump
if he
wants it
lowers
because
rates right
it
now-
would be good for him, right? Yeah. It would look good for him.
But
I mean-
why would it not be good for them to lower it?
In this current economic environment, because of the whole tariff situation, most economists feel that if he lowers rates right now, it could be more inflationary than ever. But if he lowers, 50, 75 a basis point, 25 basis points, that's not going to do anything. It's really probably not going to do anything. Will he do it in May? They say there's over a 10% chance now. But all economists agree if he lowers some 25 basis points, it's not going to affect what the hell's going on with this tariff situation. I mean, if you read anything, and we said this months ago on here when we compared this to Smoot Hawley, they're saying that these tariffs that he's got are way beyond what what the tariffs were back then, as far as the percentage. That's scary. That is scary. In my opinion, they have to make a deal sooner than later with China. I would not be surprised if they do.
Yeah. This is, to me, all the functions of the Fed should be in the hands of Congress. I mean, that's how the Constitution was drawn up. We shouldn't have, the governors, what is it? It's like 10 years. They're there 14 years, something like that. Right.
Yeah. It's long.
Yeah. I mean, that's not what, I don't know. That goes back to my Ron Paul issues with the Fed.
I'm not disagreeing with you there, John. I think there's a lot of issues with
too much power. Yeah, I mean, there's what they go do their report to Congress once a year, right? Twice a year, something like that. And I don't know.
But with that being said, and I followed the Fed back. I started following them in the 90s. With Alan Greenspan.
Yeah, big ears.
They've done a pretty good job. I mean, for the most part, I think they do what needs to be done in that situation. They're smart. Put it this way. They're not idiots. They're pretty smart guys. They understand supply and demand. They understand where inflation should be, where it is. They do overall, I think, a fairly decent job. Sometimes are they a little late? You could argue that.
Did you know that in 2013, the CIA, their World Factbook estimated that the Vatican had about 315 million in revenue and 348 in expenditures. They were operating at a deficit in the Vatican. I'm just looking at this here. They're worried about the finances of the Vatican. Is that right?
Well, they could always sell a little bit of the 5 trillion acres that they own around the world.
Rest in peace to Pope Francis.
By the way, they are the biggest holder of land in Israel.
Yeah.
Sam, they're the biggest holder of land on the planet.
Right. But
in the world that we know of.
In Israel.
They hold more land than anyone.
Doesn't it seem like they kind of pushed him out there? They claim that he wanted to do that he insisted on doing the Easter address.
Oh, yeah. He's already dead.
Dude, that's what killed him, obviously. I think they gave him a little injection, like pep, it's a little pep. And then so he could go out there and do that.
A little prep, Johnny, a little prep.
Prep, yeah.
A lot of people think Vance did it.
Yeah, like JD Vance killed him.
That handshake was just too electric for him to handle.
Yeah, he gave a little shot. He gave one of those.
Too much charisma from JD Vance. He couldn't handle it. It's got him too excited. Yeah, he was 88 though. That's a good run. If you're a Catholic and you're gonna protect the Smyrna Farms, that 88 is a pretty good run. That's about all you can.
That's an old dude. He looked it too.
Oh boy, did he! I mean, he had this whole like extra chin thing happening when he was on Easter.
He looked like an extra head under his
goiter or something. Yeah.
And he was also calling out Israel. That's never good.
Yeah, I mean
he did. He called him out from day one. He did day one. He called him out. So what?
It's going to be interesting to see what happens from here. Isn't it kind of funny that movie came out, Conclave? It was just in the and now he's dead, and we're going to have a conclave. That's a real coincidence there.
Speaking of real estate and what the Catholic Church owns, real estate has come to a slow as far as buying in this country. You have right now the 10-year Treasury. It just jumped almost to 4.4%, which isn't good when the interest rates go up and stocks go up. Today, actually, it's down a little today, but the 10-year Treasury's gone from 3.7 up to 4.4 over the past month. What does that mean? That means less mortgages, less houses being sold.
What does that mean?
Nobody's buying. So, no, they've done.
Is that just the people with the money are a little like wait and see, or are people actually just not like are prices too high?
It's I think prices, if anything, they may come down. They should, according to the past, they should drop when rates like this go up. If you talk to any mortgage broker right now, it's just slowed down. Things have slowed. Nobody's financing homes. They're hoping interest rates come back a little bit. I don't see it.
I'm starting to see these billboards around LA, and I wonder if it's related to the Palisades. It's like, is your home a mess, a wreck? Doesn't matter. We'll still buy it. And it makes, I wonder if because we're on the west side. And I wonder if they're not allowed really, I don't think, to advertise directly to those people. It's like predatory. I'm starting to see these billboards on the west side. Like
they're like, fuck it, I don't care.
Yeah, your home's wrecked, no problem. But it's not directly saying that fires, you know what I mean? It's like, could there's some wiggle room there. If they got kind of tagged with that accusation. But it is suspicious that they're popping up on the west side. Sam, have you been over there since like anytime recently? Over the Samuel? Have you been over there recently?
Sorry, guys. I have just a fucking. It's
all right. Sorry, buddy. What have you been over there recently? What's it look like on the west side?
I haven't been to the west side in a while.
All right. I would like to drive up there and just see if there's any like their bulldozers, any heavy equipment in town.
Whenever you see somebody saying, "Hey, would you be interested in selling your house for cash?" Just know that you are about to be bent over and just stuffed quickly.
Yeah.
They're looking for people who need quick money, right?
Oh, yeah. They're basically walking pawn shops trying to buy houses.
Which, to be fair, didn't we have one of those guys on the show who just sends out the blanket mailers like to the entire country?
Dude, that was the funniest thing in the world. It was like, yeah, you want to sell your property for $10,000? I'll buy it.
Yeah,
property's worth like $230.
Just blast those those mailers out to everybody, right? Do you get those texts, Howie? I get a text because I've inherited a little land here on the farm from my grandpa, and I guess they have it in some database, and I'll get a text every now and then. Hey, you want to get rid of that land? I'm like, well, dude, it's in the middle of a big cow pasture down here. I'm not sure you want it. What are you going to do with it?
Yeah,
I mean, we'd never sell anything. But.
all the time. Yeah, I've been at this house. I got to go back tomorrow. I'm flying to Atlanta Thursday, but I tried Sunday to do something nice and water the grass to get this grass seed going, and I basically broke the spigot, the faucet on the house. And if you know anything about that, I couldn't. There was no way to get into it because the crawl space had been built over with rock. I had to shut the main water off, call a plumber yesterday, a buddy of mine. Thank God, shout out Steve.
Oh, I was about to say that's gonna be expensive, but it's a friend of yours.
Yeah, he had to basically, you had to plug the spigot. I mean, you had to stop it, put a stopper, and that's it. It's over with. I got to put a spigot somewhere else. So while I'm doing all this shit, I turn around. There's about a 60-pound groundhog that just moved into the backyard, and this fucking thing's not even afraid of me. Like he's 10 feet away, just looking at me. I'm like, dude. You gotta go.
Feeding him. Maybe that's why he's so fat. Maybe they were feeding.
He's fat as shit. And my girl wants me to shoot him, but we've already met eyes, and he's already looked through my soul, and I can't shoot him now.
Why you gotta shoot him? Let him live.
No, I bought this humongous trap. I bought a huge trap, and I'm gonna trap him, and I'm gonna take him like 10, 15 miles away, right near the highway, and just let him go.
What does a groundhog do? What do they do? Just eat like lettuce and stuff, mess up your garden? What's the deal with groundhog?
They eat all your flowers, anything, you put shrubs or anything, they eat everything.
I don't think we have those in the South. I've never seen one.
He stood up, he was like 3 feet high. He got away 40, 50
Are you
pounds.
sure that wasn't an Ewok? That sounds like an Ewok, what you described there, Howie, from Star Wars. Not a groundhog.
Kind of looked like one.
Sam,
it looked like a big fat beaver.
Sam
That's what it looked like.
Sam's left the show. I love that. Sam was like, "No, we got to do it today. Got to do it."
Let's go. He's like,
oh, buddy.
Anyways, we got so yeah, that's this house I got, this great investment. This is a money pit. Anyone that thinks houses are a great investment, the stock market's better. Trust me, I can vouch for it.
Well, it sounds like if you want, there's like two ways to do it, right, Howie? There's one way where you can just okay, so one of my summer jobs as a youngster was I worked for this guy who would take orders from the bank. They would send him a picture of a repo, and then he would go down there, just cut the grass, tidy up what you could in a day, and then send a picture back to them, and then they'd pay him pretty good. I mean, he made a nice. It was a good job for me back then. I hated it, but and that's then they just turn it around and flip it like that. There's that low investment. You just want to make it look decent and just get it off the books, or you really gotta try, right? You gotta make it like
you're either putting lipstick on a pig, or you're actually
investing your time and money, right?
Yeah. You're making it look solid.
By the way, though, these places that we would go into, I mean, they looked 100 times better after just getting, because the grass would be up to your neck.
Yeah, sometimes that's all you need.
And
cut the grass.
We used to work with this guy called Donnie, and the number one rule Donnie broke on the first day on the job. We would go into this place, right, and sometimes it's just people. It looks like they just got they got what's it? Oh God, what was it called when? Boy, I can't believe I can't think of this word. Did you ever watch that show where those people got like zapped and they just disappeared? Do you know what I'm talking about? What the hell was that show called? Anyway, it looks like the families just got zapped and they just disappeared, and they're like clothes everywhere. I don't know why you would leave all your personal possessions, but most of them just had all their personal possessions in there. And this guy, Donnie, the first thing he does is goes and opens the box freezer in this house.
Oh, jeez.
And it's like, oh, dude, just the smell of rotten meat, like, just everything that had been consumed. And we had to work the rest of the day with that smell filling the whole house. And that was the first thing the guy told him, like, Donnie, don't open any freezers or refrigerators, because he knows he's an idiot. And
So these people got evicted and they just bolted.
I guess so. Yeah, I guess the sheriff must come catch them. Like, they're not expecting it, and does it give them time? I guess. I don't know.
That was like the whole city of Atlanta in 2008, 2010.
Yeah, but you just come and cut the grass, dude, and just kind of clean up a little bit, and you added 25% to the value of the house. What somebody's willing to pay for it, right there.
Yeah, and the banks are just going to.
Do you think I should get out of Tesla?
Anyways.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
Do you think I should get out of Tesla right now, even though I just bought it?
This is why he's not cut out for that's day trading. What are you doing?
Okay.
Well, I'll tell you what, Sammy boy, it's up to 240. What'd you buy? You probably got it at 235.
So should I just hold it?
You know what? Grab your nuts and just hold it and see what Elon says this afternoon. Because if Elon spews the spew that he usually does, shit, it could go to 300. You know, Elon.
Rapture. That's the word I was looking for. They were raptured out of there. It looked like they were just
raptured.
Yeah, that was my Christian upbringing. I can't believe I couldn't think of that word. It's early for me. Yeah, what else is going on, Howie? It's been kind of a weird week. I felt like, I don't know.
Well, yeah, the market was we were bouncing a little, but when Trump ripped Powell, nobody wants that. I mean, so it took a huge hit yesterday. I put out on the Patreon, I thought we dead cat bounce today, and we are nicely. So yeah, the calls we bought yesterday are way up.
Well, I just got some inside scoop that everyone should look into Kanye coin. That's right, the Kanye coin, with all the craziness going on with him right now. And listen, crypto is crazy. That's why I got to tell you about our good friends that Copy My Crypto. Guys, does it piss you off to watch crypto fly up in price? Okay, just fly up in price. And you're like,
I am so pissed. I am so pissed.
You're like, what the hell? What are we doing here, man? This thing, it drives me nuts.
As a computer illiterate person. It's so funny.
Yeah, but I got to do all this. Okay, guys, does it piss you off to watch crypto fly up in price over a decade and you still done nothing about it? It makes sense. Crypto is complicated and really boring. Well, here's the good news. You don't need to know a thing about crypto to make money like so many have. The copymycrypto.com membership site shows you the exact cryptos a YouTuber James McMahon personally owns, which means you just copy him. It's like having a big brother who knows what he's doing. You don't need to know a thing about crypto or how to invest, as you just simply copy along. So let me tell you more about James. He runs a Crypto with James YouTube channel, which has over 54,000 subscribers. In the summer of 2020, he told his viewers to buy 26 cryptos. Had you put in $100 in each one, it went on to be worth over $123,000.
Wow.
Of the 26 cryptos, his top pick of the year, the one they singled out, called Phantom, went up 692 times from when he said. That one call alone has retired a number of people, including guys in their 20s and 30s. Remember, this is public knowledge. You can go to YouTube and verify for yourself. So if you'd like to join the 2,800 members who copy James and pause what you're doing and head over to copymycrypto.com/Sam or /Cash Daddies. That's copymycrypto.com/Sam, SAM, or Cash Daddies. You'll not only find proof of everything I said, but our viewers will get access for $1. Yes, you missed out on Bitcoin, but there's over 2 million other cryptos. Do you really think you've missed out on all of them? Guys, don't waste any more time. Go to the site, read it yourself. Once again, that's copymycrypto.com/Sam or /Cash Daddies. It's ended money worries for so many. It just may do the same for you. And we thanks James and Copy My Crypto for sponsoring this show. Thank you. Bang, bang. Bang, bang, guys. Hey, Howie, I want you to watch a video real quick. I found this and wanted to see if you had any thoughts on it. Let me see. Where is it real quick? Talk amongst yourself, guys, as I look for this video.
Oh, okay, yeah, we'll just jerk off over.
Talk amongst yourself.
Howie, are you going to sing the whole time, or you want us to actually talk?
No, our videos are now up 40%.
Johnny,
I'm thinking about maybe banking these today too.
Okay, here we go, Johnny. Here we go. Howie, I want to get your thoughts.
These producers are all over social media right now, and they're exposing just who is targeted by Trump's tariffs. And it's not the American consumers, And it's not the Chinese producers. It's actually our international corporations who have sold
he
out
in his
American
car?
prosperity for their own profits. Let me illustrate. Let's use this example, Nike. Now, these are fictitious numbers, just for example. But let's say that
in
Nike
his
buys
car.
shoes from this company that
up,
manufactures
Johnny!
This
shoes
could be the
for
worst thing I've
$10
ever
a
seen.
Nike shoe,
Ever.
which isn't very far off. Nike turns around and sells
His
that
wife
shoe
won't
at
let him do it in the
retail
house.
for $100.
This
Here's the
guy,
interesting
this
part about
guy's
tariffs.
teaching
You're
economics.
not
guys
paying
listen to
for
what
it
he's
at the
saying?
retail price.
You
This
know,
is
say,
not a
Howie,
tax in the classic
the last
sense. The
person
way
should
the
talk about some
economists who
video
are bought
production.
and paid for
Just
are
listen.
trying to conflate it as it is a tax on the import. This means with a 25% tariff, Nike's going to have to pay $2.50 to the US government every time it imports a Nike shoe at $10. So this $2.50 gets remitted to the American government, to American citizens. Now Nike's cost $10 for the shoe, $2.50 for the import tax. This means they're netting $87 per shoe. Now that's net, not profit. There are going to be other costs that are going to have to
No,
come
he
from
has,
that.
this guy
But you
doesn't
can
know his
see
dick
that
from
the
his ass.
increase in cost is $2.50.
He's already
So let's say that
spewing.
Nike passes
Nice
the
Costco
entire
shirt, by
cost
the way.
onto
I
the
like that.
consumer, even a little more, just because of the fear of tariffs. $103 a shoe now. That is the impact of a 25% tariff. So what the Chinese producers on TikTok are saying, instead of the American consumer buying it for $103, or let's just say that the company Nike eats all $2.50 of the tariff and still sells it for $100, you're way better off over here, paying directly to China, including the tariff, $12.50 a shoe plus shipping.
He hasn't
So
said
as you can
anything
see,
about
the tariffs
who
are
buys.
not meant to hurt consumers. They're not meant to hurt China. They don't really affect China
It's
at
funny
all.
how
They're meant to
everybody's
protect American
this
industry.
started over,
They're
Sam.
meant to
Can you turn
protect
this off?
This
Americans.
poor guy right
from the-
here.
Okay,
Honestly,
so you guys don't want to watch the rest of it.
I don't think he knows what a tariff is. I honestly don't think he even
Why?
knows what
Look
a
how
tariff is.
gentle he is talking. Of course he does.
I love it. He's in his car, dude. There's two possibilities. Either he lives in his car, which do you want to be taking financial advice from a guy who lives in
Johnny,
his car?
that's rude. We support
Or-
all content creators.
Or
on
his
this
wife
show.
won't let him do it in the house. And
His
that
wife's
means
like-
there's no authority in his own life. And
Sorry,
then do you want to
Johnny.
be taking financial
Sorry.
advice from that guy?
That would be my first question. Why are you teaching economics 101 in the front seat of your Subaru?
Sorry, Johnny. Sorry.
I do. I mean, that it's funny. It's like when the tariffs are on, there's a certain group of people that really defend them. And when they're off, they're like, boy, he was just negotiating. Great negotiating by Trump. That was really smart. Like, I mean, it's got to be one or the other. Pick one. I want everybody to commit to one answer right now. He's either negotiating and it's brilliant, but the tariffs don't actually
Well,
work.
anyone I've ever heard that defends tariffs has no idea what a tariff is. Anyone that would defend it. I mean, if you're a small business, you're not defending tariffs because your business is about to go under.
Depends on the business, though, right? Like if you've lost business to China, like you can't. I could see like a certain size of a kind of small business at a scale, I guess. But yeah, most of them it hurts, right? I mean, it's just
Getting crushed. Yeah. I mean, I don't care if you're selling, you have a consignment shop or
I mean,
you're selling any kind of parts, hardware, anything. You're fucked, man. So, which is, look, at the beginning, if you're like, okay, it's a negotiation tactic. Well, everybody that knows anything about business is like, your negotiation tactics should have been a little more realistic, at least to get China to the table. Now you got them pissed off. Now you got these fucks. All they want to do is trade with Japan and South Korea now, and Russia.
yeah, that's my fear, is that it could end up in that part of the world just getting kind of economically what would you say, enmeshed again, where they can kind of and that's kind of what BRICS was doing too, but I don't know, like amplify that, you know what I mean, their strengths, kind of like and what's the deal now? There was a lot of reporting, especially among the Democrats, is kind of wishful thinking that China were gonna start cashing in those treasuries. What do you think that,
look, first of all, I listen to what the hell's her name? She drives me fucking nuts, man. The lady that said she was Native American. What's her fucking name?
Elizabeth Warren, yeah.
Oh yeah. Listen, I listen to her, and she's full of shit more than anybody I've ever heard.
Who's more
Because-
full of shit? The guy in the car or Pocahontas?
They're
Oh,
close.
It's
Because Elizabeth Warren is coming out ripping Trump for ripping Powell, and it's like, bitch, you were ripping Powell 6 months ago, and you don't know your dick from your ass. So shut up.
That'd be crazy if she had a dick.
She's
We'd
an
have
idiot.
transahantas.
And I don't like the Democrats, right? Because most of them, first of all, 8 years ago, we're all for tariffs. So, they're idiots. The bottom line is you just have to study history, man. Just go back, and they've never worked. They don't work. It's a tax. It is what it is.
Guys,
There's
real quick.
other ways. We got to sit down with China and say, look, this is what we're working out. This is how we're going to do things. And the problem now is China's pissed off. China may not talk to Trump over the next 3 years.
Do you think they're actually pissed or they're just playing hardball? Because they seem more calculated than like she anyway is like that guy's a machine. You know what I mean? He's like a Terminator of politics. He just kind of just barrel ahead, focused on destruction.
Yeah, Johnny. I mean, hopefully they sit down and I don't know.
Because, but correct me if I'm wrong, Howie. It's not in their interest for Trump to tank the American economy, right? Like they would.
No, it helps nobody. And it goes back to my buddy I was talking to. It's a Wall Street guy, and he said nobody wins ever at a tariff war. There's nobody wins. No, one side doesn't win. Everybody loses when it comes to a tariff war. Europe's going to get their asses kicked. Japan's going to get their asses kicked. China's going to get crushed. The United States is, we're going to go into a recession. That's like 70%, 75% happening now. We just don't want to have stagflation. We don't want to go into a depression because that has happened before. And that's a decades-long thing to get out of. So, they need to rectify this quickly, sooner than later. Well, who said it best, Johnny, was Bessent. Bessent came out today and said, we have to do something.
I didn't see. Yeah, I don't know what he said.
And out of all his people, out of the guy who's just a moron, Lutnick, and then the other ass clown who Elon hates, I think Bessent probably is the smartest of all of them.
Oh, here it is, right? This is from Bloomberg. Bessent expects tariff standoff with China to de-escalate. He suggests it's unsustainable for them to continue this way, which absolutely, yeah, of course. Let me see. I'm trying to see if I can have the quote. Everything wants to put an ad in front of my face. No, Bloomberg, I'm not going to subscribe. Jesus, forgive me, Lord.
Bessent basically said we can't go on like this.
I'm trying to find the quote here. Sorry, Howie. I just don't. Nobody will put quotes on this thing. Anyway, yeah, that's what you said. Yeah. Hey, did you see that the FTC is going after Uber for they call it deceptive billing and cancellation practices with Uber One? That's their kind of comprehensive service where you pay a monthly fee. The lawsuit asked the U.S. District Court, they're in the Northern District of California, to issue a permanent injunction to prevent, quote, future violations of those laws, as well as grant monetary and other relief. This is the accusation. Uber charged consumers for its Uber One subscription service without their consent, failed to deliver promised savings, and made it difficult for users to cancel the service, despite its, quote, cancel anytime promises, the FTC claimed in a press release. How about you go after Ticketmaster, please? How about that? Those are the biggest scam artists.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Well,
I mean, if the Trump administration would make it so you have to have somebody to talk to, he would win a third term. Like if you could actually have to talk to a person.
Dude, you know what they told me on my Twitter account, right? So I contacted support from the broken SIM account, and then they got back to me like 3 days later, and they said, "I'm sorry, we can't talk to you because you're asking about another account. You have to message from the account, and I can't send messages from that account because it's suspended." So how do I ever? I mean, it's just I'll never get that account back.
Yeah, it's crazy. Well, I mean, that news on Uber's been out a while. The stock's actually up today. It's up almost 75 again. I mean,
Oh, I
that'll
don't.
go on for another 2 years. They'll end up paying a small fine, probably. That's usually the case.
But this, the announcement came out yesterday from the FTC. But yeah, it had been kind of talked about before then.
Guys,
It sounds. Go ahead. Yeah.
I want to read this because it's No Agenda played a clip of Elon 2020 at the BSI in Basel, where he said his goal was to make the X. His goal with X was to make it the all things payment verification authentic app before. Yep.
I remember that. Yeah.
All right.
I don't see that he's on that path though. Do you like to?
Yeah,
make
I do.
Payment thing. Like, where's are they? Also, it's so expensive now. God, it's expensive. It's cheaper, by the way. If you're doing it on your phone, do it on the web. It's significantly cheaper to not do it on iPhone because iPhone takes that big cut, that big commission. They're not allowed to direct you away from it. But yeah, if you're gonna pay for Uber One because you need the exposure or whatever, you should do it on your computer.
That's a stock to own, man. Still,
Which one?
Uber. I mean, market tanks. Uber doesn't go down that much. Market goes up. Uber goes up.
Yeah.
it's
What
a
about
beat to the
Coca-Cola?
company.
You liking Coca-Cola still?
Love Coke. Love Coke.
Oh, I bet you.
I get it.
Coke is an animal. Coke is at 70, almost $74. And during this whole, it was at 63 of February. It's at 74. We got it in the 2025 portfolio. I love Coke. Netflix too. Netflix is another one. We talk about it on here every single week. It's tariff resistant. Has nothing to do with tariffs. And what does it do? It just keeps going up.
Star Wars.
1,038.
Disney had their Star Wars celebration going on in Japan, and they announced a few things. It's pretty clear that they're kind of reversing course on they're bringing star power now. They're not trying to keep doing it with these nerdy people, that fill out quotas that nobody's ever heard of. They got
they're done doing chicks.
They got
I'm sorry, dude, but if you look at basketball right now, they are shoehorning women in everywhere. They are shoehorning women into every single broadcast.
Football too.
They're taking jobs away from the players. The players would graduate, they'd retire, and then they would go into analysts, right? That's what they would do. The guy would be color commentary, and then there'd be an analyst. They're taking all those jobs away. These women just Google stats. It's unbearable. I don't know how, Howie, you as a Knick fan can listen to the radio broadcast. With all the colorful Knicks in the past, that's who's doing your analyzing?
Monica McNutt.
Oh, it's so bad, dude. I have to turn it off immediately. If you want to have a chick in there, fine. Make her the third. Pay out your ass for it. To get rid of a player, taking a player's job, that's the whole point of that position, is to get somebody who actually played the game of the sport in the NBA.
I don't know. I don't understand it. I think it was an ex-athlete said the other day, he's like, where are all the ex-players talking at?
Yeah.
Look, you watch NBA. I will say this, the best show, NBA Today, with Shaq, Barkley, Kenny Smith. That's the best show going, and it's those four dudes. That's the best show that there is.
Yeah,
their ratings are the
reason
highest.
they take those guys and put them on every other broadcast because they know that's the only thing they got going. They got them on, college basketball, and they try to put them on.
This is how good they are.
Yeah.
ESPN gave up college football games for them.
Well, you know what it is, though? It's this thing that you saw, and I agree with it in some ways, but not in this way. Throughout Hollywood and entertainment at large, no respect for talent and chemistry. Those guys are good because they spent time together. The executives think they can just throw people. Jesus Christ. The executives think they can just throw people into a booth and that anything will work because it's not a talent, it's not a skill. They have no respect for the ability.
They're going to MTV it. That's what they're trying to do.
Yeah.
They're trying to turn ESPN to MTV, and that's why it's just dying because nobody wants to listen to three women and a bisexual talk fucking the NFL draft.
Chemistry matters, dude. Those guys have developed chemistry over the years. But yeah, Disney. So they come out with Ryan Gosling. They bring him on. Apparently, he's been working on this Star Wars movie with the guy who directed Deadpool and Wolverine called Starfighter. I assume it's going to be about a pilot or something. Like it's like 6 years after Return of the Jedi or 7 years, something like that. So maybe they're finally getting it. They're doing a cool animated show about Darth Maul. Finally, somebody with some force powers with a lightsaber. And then they showed the trailer for the movie, or like a teaser for the movie, the Mandalorian movie, which looked okay. It seems like though they finally, there's no talk about Acolyte got canceled. There was rumors that they were going to bring it back, but why would they? It lost money. So yeah, maybe they finally learned their lesson after the spanking that they got over the past couple of years at Disney with Star Wars.
That sounds about right. I mean, you got Disney making a little bounce, 85.59. Probably a good buy right now.
You think so?
Well, here's another thing. It's down for a lot of reasons, but there was a stat came out last week, and another thing these tariffs are causing right now is just the international tourism. It's going to be way down, way down. They're saying something like 50%. So what does that do? That affects businesses, affects comedy. Shit like, we get less people traveling to the country. You're going to have less people in restaurants and shows and things like that. And it's definitely, you can notice it right now. You can notice it in New York City. So that's Disney. I mean, how many of those people that go to Disney are from outside the U.S.? It's got to be a huge percentage.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
So with that being said, Disney's probably a good buy right now. 85.60. Got to buy it when it's right in the shitter and there's tons of bad news. That's what we do.
Should we go to real quick, guys? The action is hot. The action is hot. And that's why you got to go to Howie Dewey's YouTube page. I mean, there's no better place to figure it out.
We had the Clippers money line last night.
Oh, nice.
We had the Clippers.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that series, Howie? Do you think they have a shot there? I do, right?
Who?
So we have them at plus.
I think they'll
We
win
have
now.
them plus 900, plus 1,000, winning the series 4-2. We have the Clippers winning 4-2.
I feel like that's right. Especially, I thought after the first game, I'm like, okay.
What do you mean?
I mean, I'm sorry, not after the way they ended the season. Like, I'm just like, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of I don't think that's a good team, honestly.
What did you just say
I don't like
into a microphone?
I don't like the Clippers, dude. I just don't think they're that good.
Okay, that's enough.
Probably the
of
best
you
team they've
talking
had
on
in
the
20
show.
years, though.
That's enough of you talking on the show. Okay, you're gonna act okay now.
I mean, do you think they're better than the Knicks? Really?
What?
Right. Actually, I'm a Knicks
Johnny,
fan,
just so you
and
know,
they probably
in the
are better than
last,
the Knicks.
like, I think 15 years, we've had a winning record more than anybody else. Okay?
That's
We
sad,
are the
really. That's sad.
what?
Because you haven't won anything. That's sad, right?
What are you talking about, Johnny? You fucking retard.
I mean, when's the last Blake? That's the last time, right?
What do you mean?
What do you mean? I don't
What are
understand
you
we're
talking about, Johnny? What is your mouth saying right
the
now?
Nuggets. Sorry, the Nuggets. I'm sorry. I meant the Nuggets. I'm sorry. I said the K. I'm sleepy. In sounds. Nuggets.
You don't like the Nuggets.
No.
They won a championship.
What I'm talking about this year.
Oh, okay.
Why would I be
Yeah, the Nuggets are down this year. They don't have that. They don't have the studs they usually have.
Well, I mean, they got rid of their entire. The coach, the
But
manager.
I don't understand what the Clippers lost the first game, right? And I was saying after the first game, I thought the Clippers were going to lose the series. Like I felt.
Well, that's why you're retarded. Guys, go to samtripoli.com. Grab some tickets to my shows. I got shows coming up. I'm just so over the road right now, but we'll see what happens. I'm pretty lazy. But we'll go to samtripoli.com, events, grab your tickets now. Very excited. Got a couple crowd working episodes I'm going to be putting out soon, so it will be fun. It would be great. Johnny, what are you promoting?
I
Anything?
hope the Clippers lose so bad.
Okay. Guys, let's go. Let's go to the that's it. Oh, snaps. Look at this, dude. Sam, you should bring Tom Lugano on the show. Sure, Dallas. Sure. I'd love to do that. Okay.
Luongo.
Okay. Dude, he's here for 2 minutes. He's already starting
Idiot.
shit. All right, Johnny. Should we go to the Patreon?
Let's bang some fatties,
Anything
baby.
better
We're
than
rolling
here.
today.
What? Okay, guys, thanks for tuning in. Sorry, this was a crazy show. Stuff going on all over the place. Had to deal with it. We love you very much. We're gonna see you over at oh yeah, we're gonna see you over there at the world famous Patreon.
You're like gaslighting me there, making me think that the Clippers won the first game. You're like, what are you talking about after the first game? And I was
Johnny,
like,
shut up. We're talking about the Patreon now,
Did
okay?
you know they lost? I
Okay.
feel like you didn't know they lost the first.
All right, we're gonna go to the Patreon real quick. See you guys over there.